Hey, Michelle here from the Soul Translator, and as well as Sensate Soul, where you can find the Empowered Empath Soul Camp. So as you can probably tell from the title of my brands, I work with spiritual matters and entrepreneurism, particularly as well for empaths and sensitives and empathic and sensitive entrepreneurs. So today's video, we're going to be talking about timing, trust, and hesitation. I got a quick story to share, and I want to talk about this topic briefly with you all, and then also have two questions and two really quick little energy exercises you can do to tune in to try to discern for yourself when you need to trust, when hesitation is necessary, and when it's getting in the way. So here's a quick story. Currently my house is for sale. And I have a specialty home in the sense that it's a floating home and, not your average real estate type of product. And interestingly enough, the house next to me was also for sale. The other day I ran into the new owner, my new neighbor, and she said to me, the first thing she said to me was, "You know what, if I had known that your house was going on the market, I would have bought yours instead." And I feel like she was totally telling the truth. I could feel that it was. And I'm really happy, for her in her new home. But it was that big lesson where I was like, oh, wow, okay, universe is talking to you, Michelle. Because when I went through the process of putting my house on the market, there was some really great aspects of trying to find the right timing. New information came in that helped with the process and with setting the sales price. There were definitely some positives in kind of trying to find the right timing, but there was also a lot of hesitation that was coming from fear of commitment, from fear of taking this next step, and just plain old fear, really. So trusting and timing and hesitation is usually a really big deal for most of us. And I wanted to talk for a moment about the word hesitation because I love to do the energy translation of words themselves. So the funky thing about this word is that it's basically an oxymoron. It comes from an old French Latin derivative of harer, which now we say hesitate. But originally, that's where it came from. And guess what it means? To stick, to adhere to something. Similar to they also some of the early use of it was around stammering and stuttering. That type of hesitation, sticking, something that's kind of like tripping on itself. It's adhered to something, which isn't that really interesting because I don't know about you, but when I'm hesitating on something, I'm usually actually scared to make a decision because I feel like I won't be able to get out of it. I'm not sure if it's the right thing I want to commit to. Am I going to be stuck with this? It's really just interesting to see how the word in and of itself speaks to the fear underneath it. So then what about trusting and timing? When people tell you when you're in the midst of something that you really want to happen and everybody says, oh, well, trust in the divine timing. As true as that is, sometimes it can be like, oh, would you please not give me the spiritual, metaphysical, excuse or treatment on this because I really just want what I want. And that's so natural. All of us feel that. And at the same time, it is about divine timing. It is about the timing that often we don't have control over. All we can do is trust that we are going to show up and do our part. So this is a big topic, but I also wanted to give you two questions to be able to tune in to yourself, and also two energy awareness exercises that you can do to help yourself in a time where you're trying to figure out, is this right time for me to do this? Can I trust myself to just simply act and move forward with this? Or is my hesitation telling me something? Or is it just fear? Okay, so the first question is asking yourself, what do I not want to experience? That's going to get you to what you're avoiding. or what you're scared is going to happen if you make this decision. Which, if you can uncover that, it's going to bring you to a place where you can ask yourself, can I handle that? Am I, do I feel resilient enough right now to be able to handle that, even if it does happen? So it's kind of like your worst case scenario type of question. The second kind of coaching or discerning like question you can ask yourself when you need to make a decision or trust the timing in things is, what do I imagine not doing this, or fill in the blank, whatever it is, will cost me? So this is where you get to tune into what are the consequences, what is the cost of you not doing something? And you get to look and say, actually, that's not worth it. Or, you know what, I think I'm going to stay put and wait for some more information. So those are two really powerful questions to ask yourself when you need to trust in the timing or check yourself that you're not in hesitation mode, like I was with putting my house on the market, and I had a potential buyer that I didn't even know of that was looking for exactly what I wanted, would prefer my house, as she had said, to the one that she actually did buy. And what was holding me back in that time actually was a lot of fear that I was making the wrong choice. And that hesitation was putting me into a place of doubt, which I kind of covered up with this, oh, well, I got to really trust the timing here and get a little crafty with what day and what's the numerology of the day I'm going to choose. And really what it was just a lot of hesitation because I didn't want to be stuck with a decision or a choice that I couldn't handle. All right, so the last two things here are energy tests that you can do. The first one is good old muscle testing. And if you want to find a video, you can find lots of things on Google and YouTube for muscle testing. I also have a couple videos on my channel about how to really create a good clarifying question when you are doing muscle testing, which is super important to the process, as well as some techniques to be able to do muscle testing. And then the second one is what I call the sense test. And this is basically projecting yourself into the future with a visualization process after this decision has been made, or after you have launched this thing or taken that risk. And you want to get a projected self or a future self idea of how it's going to feel. So yeah, you're going to imagine yourself in the future, decision made, change happened, risk taken, things said, and you want to tune into your energy system and your sensations of yourself and of your body and see how you feel. Making sure that you're making a distinction between the thrill of excitement and the contraction kind of foreboding, like, oh shit, that wasn't the right thing for me to do because now this is what I'm feeling. And yes, you can trust your visualization of your projected future self, because your brain doesn't know the difference between your decision now and imagining yourself having made that decision or that choice. Your energy system will tell you whether it's an expansion or a contraction, kind of not right kind of sensation, because your brain is timeless and your nervous system is in the present moment and responds in the moment. That's why we can rely on our energetic senses and subtleties to be able to guide us when we need to discern, because our energy system's online right now. Okie doke. Thanks for listening. And if you'd like this video, please do like it on my channel or wherever you happen to be seeing it, or also subscribe, and also subscribe to my channel. Share it with your friends. And you can also connect with me over at the Soul Translator, as well as Sensate Soul, for resources for empaths and sensitive spiritual entrepreneurs. And you'll also find the Empowered Empath Soul Camp over there. All right. Take great care. So much love.